juggle?
I can. I actually can.
You can actual juggling,
I can
right?
actual juggle.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
cannot.
I taught myself. Do you remember? Did you ever have there were balloons that you put rice in and you sort of looped about three or four different balloons over the top of it to make a little ball?
I mean, I know what you mean. I have
Yeah.
never done it.
We did that in school, I think in primary school. And then we learnt to juggle with the balls that we'd made in class. And
I
so,
mean, I was going to say something really derogative about the Australian education system. Um,
hey, that was
we
fun.
learned to read and write. You learned to juggle.
I learned to juggle one-handed, thank you. Don't mock the Australian education system, Max.
All right. So
Do you
juggling, but
know
I
how
think
to?
when you put this topic forward, I think you meant multitasking.
I did,
Hmm.
but I thought it was fun to start with some skill
No, I
level
mean this is
versus
totally fair. I think this is the way that we start most conversations.
metaphorical juggling, shall we?
And apparently you learned how to do it, and I didn't. So
True, true.
I mean,
But
I can read and write, but
well,
to
that's good.
each
Being
their
a
own.
storyteller, yeah. I I I see juggling in business as it is often necessary. It's
Yeah.
something you can't avoid. We're told not to multitask. I'm not using the word multitask, by the way, because I think it gets lost. But you're also juggling family, you're juggling health, well-being. Like there's a whole lot of things
I think
that you're
it's just
constantly juggling.
we associate multitasking with doing five things all simultaneously at the same time. And I think what you're talking about is and the doing the five things all at once, that means that all five things get done poorly.
Yes.
Um, but what you're talking about is your ability to switch between tasks quickly and back and forth. And I think that is definitely a skill that we have and need to have as entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
Um, and that we then also apply across the board, because that's not, we're not silos. We don't have a skill set that we only use for business and then a different one that we only use for life. They all sort of blend together. But yeah, focus switching is super important.
Yeah, and I think people handle it differently. So I can handle a lot more focus switching than other people can, who, it's like, don't interrupt me when I'm doing this because if you do, then I'll get distracted and then I won't be able to finish this and it'll be all a mess.
I mean, it depends on the task. There are certain tasks
True.
where I'm like, you better not talk to me, because honestly, I will never get my taxes done.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
Like, do not interrupt me when punching in numbers and receipts, because I cannot. Um, but we all, like what you say, like we all of our brains are or wired differently. And so the tasks that we can quickly get into and out of and into again and out of again are going to be different tasks, right? There's going to be
Yeah.
people who can do their taxes and be interrupted and it's not a problem. I
Yeah.
don't know who those people are, but
Oh, I know a few of them. They're mental. They are so well, they're
they are not
fantastic
normal.
people. They're not normal, no. And they're the people that they do it all the time in everything they do. So it'll be the kids, then it might be, running the household or something at home. Then they'll be coming into work and then they'll be like on a work trip and then they'll come back, they'll fly in at 7 o'clock to get something at 8 o'clock. And, those people just, they're able to cope with the concept of juggling everything and be comfortable with it. I, I, I'm a, what am I? I'm
You're
an
a
inconsistent
mid-level juggler.
I'm an inconsistent juggler. So I would, I think we might have to come up with a spreadsheet of terminology for this, but I,
Okay.
I
We,
have
we we
moments
will
where
provide a glossary with this. Oh, cool, cool,
let's
cool.
interpret Lou's head for a minute. No, I have moments where I'm absolutely able to juggle many things and I'll have a week of, whatever hits me, fine, I'm fine doing this, doing that, whatever. I'll have other weeks where if someone throws anything at me that disrupts what I've like the three things that I've got, I drop everything. Like it messes me up.
Okay. Well, but this is, let's analyze.
Oh God. I'm now worried about you, Max. Where are you going with this?
I was going to say, but what that comes down to for me is what is my capacity this week? And so it also, because my ability to task switch is obviously impacted by what is going on in my life, right? Like where is my mental health at? Where's my physical health at? Have I had lunch yet? Am I worried about my pet? I'm worried about my pet today.
Yeah.
Right. But there's, because that distracts me. And then I can't go as quick because my system is already occupied with other things, with trying to keep me calm or trying to keep me from thinking that the world is ending next week, right? Like whatever. I'm just catastrophizing because that's fun. So I've recently been thinking about this as I think my brain is still running on an old Windows version that has the stupid paperclip thing in it.
Oh yeah.
So every so often the paperclip comes up and it goes like, it seems you're trying to focus on something. Would you like me to
Would you
distract
like
you?
some help?
No. Would you like me to list all the ways in which you're going to fail at this? I don't know. Like the paperclip is really,
Yeah, you're on
it's
like,
not very often actually helpful.
yeah, how do we update that though? How do we get you past the like I mean, we've been a few Windows versions since then. How can we get you past that operating system into one
I
that's
don't know,
using?
man. Like this is where I got stuck. We're working on the upgrades. But
A lot of people relate, by the way, to that. Like, I
but I
genuinely
think
think,
a lot of us have that stupid clippy in our brain, and some weeks you've managed to switch it off.
yeah,
Because you could do that. You could switch it off, but then magically 2 weeks later it would just reappear. And this is what our brains are doing constantly. So on a week when Clippy is being extra loud, you're not going to be able to task switch so much, because you're just, our brains can only do so much. When we're at capacity, we're at capacity.
yeah,
And so, so sometimes we have to say like, this is not happening this week, and give ourselves some space to not juggle so well that week, and maybe organize our week a little bit differently. I got a called outreach recently, and then they send another message, and I was like, I don't have capacity for this conversation right now. I just sent that back, and I was like, I don't. I initially felt very guilty about it, and I was like, why am I feeling guilty about it? She is breaking into my inbox on a week where I cannot handle having this conversation with her, and all I'm saying is, I can't have this conversation with you. Bye. I
yeah,
don't know you. We have like, why am I struggling with this social construct, right? But I think, and I quite like the wording of saying like, do you know what? I don't have the capacity for what you're telling me. Bye.
yeah,
I think that keeps it kind of at this stage where we're like, we have to develop a self-awareness of where we are and how much juggling we can do this week. Because yes, juggling is important, because life moves fast, especially when you're a business owner and there's so many aspects and so many hats and so many tasks and so many demands on our time. But I think we also have to, alongside the juggling, I don't know if this was part of your Australian education, but alongside the juggling, we also have to be able to see if this week we can juggle with one hand, or we need both hands, or we just need to throw one of the balls on the floor.
yeah. And asking for help and being able to delegate, I think, is also, it comes
What
in.
is asking for help? I am unfamiliar with this concept.
I have asked you for help when I want to go on holidays, and I say, are you all right to be my out of office contact if something really urgent comes in? And you go, yes.
Yeah, oh no, I
Uh,
can help other people. I said the concept of asking for help.
oh,
It's important.
I just wanted to give you a definition of how I see asking for. But those sorts of things, are challenging to people, more so than others. I think those that are looking like they're juggling quite well are the ones that can delegate and ask for help clearly, efficiently, and move forward.
Hmm.
And sometimes you ask for help and you get a no or not now, or and it kind of keeps the ball there, and you just want to just take the bloody ball.
Yeah, but it could also be like, okay, that means I have, because at the same time, if I ask you for help and you say, I am at capacity, I can't do it, I
Mm.
prefer that answer to you saying, yes, I'll help you, and then not be able to do it, right?
True.
Because then I can find a different solution. And I think part of why our collaboration and the collaboration with Tony is so valuable is because we've all come to an understanding where we can help each other, where we cannot help each other, and to say, I don't have time for this right now, or I don't have space for this right now. And I think we've become better at juggling because we know there are other people who can take a ball off us for a week if we needed to.
Yeah.
Um, uh, I'm still not very good at actually not working during annual leave, but
You're getting better.
I worked less.
Yeah. But I I feel like people take too much responsibility on. They've got too many balls in the air. They've got life and everything else around them. And what was that thing where you can either have one, you can have two out of the three. There's three sides of the triangle. You can always only have two out of the three. And I feel like some people get into the point where, well, if business and something else going well, the other thing is going to fail. But I think it's just how many bloody balls do you have in the air at the same time?
Yeah.
How much are you juggling for that to be the issue? It's like,
And how much are you juggling by yourself?
yeah,
Because if you can't, if you don't, or if you're not in a situation where you can ask for help within your business, then can you ask for help in your personal life? Can you
yeah,
ask for help with, can you ask if you have a bunch of deadlines this week, can you ask your partner to cook some extra days? Or can you ask, I don't know, can you ask the neighbor to look to watch the kids or to walk the dog? Or like, can you offload some other stuff that means that you have fewer things to deal with? Because it's not just within your business. Like we said, it goes across the board, and all of those things are impacting each other.
yeah,
Um, and sometimes just asking one person to want to do one thing for you just gives you that little bit of space,
yeah.
right? Even if it's just to catch your breath.